So the match has just ended. The score, the actual game in some ways is a secondary today. Wolves 1, Manchester United 2. The last match of this season that's been fully affected by the pandemic. Fantastic to see 4,500 fans in the stadium today, of course. But more than anything, the last match in charge for Wolves head coach Nuno Espirito Santo. 4 years in charge, and what a journey it's been since he's took charge. I'm personally never was one of the Nuno out brigade. I have respect for anyone that had that point of view. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and have views on it, which is fine. But some, take it too far in the way they put things across and disagreeing with you just because you believe in the manager and saying things like we support the club, not the manager, not the head coach. Well, at the end of the day, true support is you support your team through thick and thin. You back the manager. You have your point of view. At the end of the day, a decision's been made. I personally believe that Nuno was the man to take us forward next season. And the reason was because of all the issues that he's had to deal with, the injuries. We've been playing for 2 years, constant, the mental fatigue. Lots, no fans, which has, affected some teams more than others. But, it's done. I've gone through my sort of shock, disbelief, anger to the acceptance phase. And the one thing that I'm incredibly proud of is the way that generally the Wolves fans the majority of the Wolves fans can see what Nuno's done, and they've sent him off today. The reception that I've seen before the game, the guard of honour for when he went off from the players and the staff, the singing in the stadium for him, when the coach turned up, the way he was welcomed, that is a sign of a manager, that is revered, respected. And it's not just because he's been the head coach of Wolverhampton Wanderers for 4 years. He's took us from lower championship, transformed the team, walked away with the championship, 2 seventh place finishes, FA Cup semi-final, Europa League journey quarter-final. And yes, it's been crap football this year and we can't score first. And you can understand the frustration of some fans because I will admit the football has not been good. But when you lose half your team and you're trying to, play, it doesn't work because you haven't got the players there and the others are young. Mistakes possibly in having too small a squad. Nuno maybe at fault for that. I think he'd already admitted he needed to have a bigger squad. We had injuries to our wing backs and the other one went out. We lost obviously Jota, which at the time was good money and people talk about that, but Neto was on fire, he gets injured as well. So many circumstances. And I want to say thank you to Nuno. He's the best manager in my lifetime. I've been supporting Wolves since I could literally barely walk. My dad said the same thing. He's 83. And you just have to say thank you for what he's done. I'm sad about it, but that's, as someone said, that's football. What we need to do is whoever they bring in as the new manager, we have to get behind them. And I would say to Jeff and to Fosun, you've made this decision, you've made this call for whatever reason. You've now got to put your money where your mouth is, and you've got to make sure that you invest in the squad and you back the new manager, whoever it is, comes in, because I do worry that if it starts bad next season, then the fans will turn against the owners. And let's respect that Fosun have come in and they've done what they said they're going to do. And if they are ambitious and they want to kick us on, then they need to make the right moves to back this up, to back the decision up. And I hope that they do. And I'll be really hoping that we can hear from our chairman, Jeff Shee, very, very soon, talking about the club going forward and what the ambition and the plan is. Because I think most fans want to hear from Jeff as well. Nuno's spoken with dignity. He's a man of dignity. He gave £250,000 of his own money to the Feed Our Packet campaign. That's the sign of the man. And whether or not he always adapted to dignity. And I would say to those fans there that get on, you know, take a leaf out of his book. No matter whether you agree or disagree, respect other people's opinions and have some dignity in your own. So, you know, let's make sure that we move forward together, united, put this behind us, accept he's gone, and make sure that we get behind the new guy. In terms of the performance today, typical, concede first. United made a lot of changes. It was a good goal that they scored. You know, good goal that we scored. The penalty at the end, I just couldn't believe it. The guy took a tap, took 2 steps and went down. It was ridiculous. Mike Dean, again, I thought, you know, Mike Dean would go, I thought, if you've got some real something about you, you won't give that penalty, and I'll have some respect for you. But no, of course not, because he just loves giving penalties against Wolves for anything, doesn't he? Of course he does. So typical Mike Dean, they convert it. And we haven't been able to get the second goal despite the pressure in the second half. You know, they did have one good chance as well, which was scuffed. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next. In terms of my performance rating, I'll give it a 7. It wasn't great. It epitomised the season, didn't it? In terms of not scoring in the first half, conceding the first goal, Adama Traore injured in the first half. I mean, it was just like a microcosm of everything that's happened this season. I thought Fabio Silva put in a shift and played really well. I thought Morgan Gibbs-White, when he came in, you know, did really well. And I've seen a lot more in Morgan in the last few weeks. He's got ability. There's no doubt. He looked like making something off it. But I thought my man of the match, I'm probably going to give it to Semedo, because after Traore went, he did do well as well. So I'm going to give it to that. Extra time tonight, 9 o'clock. If you're watching this after Sunday evening, make sure you watch it back. It's going to be interesting because it's going to be obviously a lot talking about Nuno and what happens next, and people giving their thoughts and opinions. You know, it's been a journey. It's been a roller coaster. I'm very, very proud to have travelled all over Europe, home and away, and seen, you know, Wolves, having, like so many of us, been a long-suffering Wolves fan in the doldrums all the way down to League One and Championship for so many years. To have a team and a manager and the owners that have united the fans to this point is fantastic, and we have to stay united as one pack and move forward, and we have to get beyond the manager. But the lasting thought today is about Nuno, the tear in his eyes, the way he paid respect to his backroom staff, the players and the fans today, and the way the fans have, you know, shown their love for him. You know, you'll never be forgotten. Your place in Wolves history is secured, and you will always be welcome in the city of Wolverhampton. There is no doubt. And if you ever come back to Wolves with a team, to Molineux, you know that the fans are going to sing his name when he does come back, if that ever happens. So yeah, from myself, Dazzling Dave, been a crazy season. My last instant reaction after the match. Loads more content coming up, obviously, during the summer. So I hope you smash a like to this video if you enjoy my content. Subscribe, hit the bell. And yeah, we look forward to the next era and whoever that is coming in the future. But Nuno, you're a legend. Always Wolves.